Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. There's been a lot of buzz lately about coding models and IDEs, especially with the recent release of the open-source Qwen 2.5 32B coder model. This model is making waves, with reports putting its coding capabilities on par with giants like ChatGPT 4o and Claude Sonnet 3.5. Pretty impressive, right? But accessing and utilizing these powerful models can be a challenge, especially if you don't have access to high-end hardware. That's where my new Ollama and OpenWebUI RunPod template comes in. This template will open the doors for you to run large language models like Qwen 2.5 on a variety of cloud GPU options, regardless of your local hardware limitations. Now, for those unfamiliar, OpenWebUI is an incredibly user-friendly interface, initially designed for Ollama but now evolved into a versatile gateway for all sorts of LLMs. My template takes it a step further, giving you the power to host any model compatible with Ollama, including this new 32B Qwen model, from a cloud server. We'll be leveraging the Ollama OpenAI compatible API URL, which acts as a seamless drop-in replacement for the OpenAI API, and use it to run our model from the cloud with our local projects. The process is surprisingly simple. Grab the exposed TCP URL and port number of your Ollama server running on your cloud pod. Then use that as your base URL in your projects. Just swap out the standard OpenAI API base URL, and you're good to go. In this video, I'll guide you step by step through using this template with RunPod. I'll even demonstrate how I use this exact method to run the new Qwen 2.5 32B model locally on my OpenWebUI install, despite only having 6 GB of VRAM on my device. We'll explore different GPU options and settings within RunPod, showing you how to run large LLMs for less than 40 cents an hour. So whether you prefer the power of the cloud or the convenience of local hosting, this template empowers you to choose. And to make things even easier, especially for local setups, I've created a one-click installer for both Windows and Linux. This installer removes the hassle of complex commands and configurations, letting you launch Ollama and OpenWebUI without writing a single line of code. It even includes quick start files to manage everything effortlessly. Think of it as your personal control panel for large language models. I included files that will launch Ollama and OpenWebUI, handle models, list, download, run, remove, and update everything with single clicks. This installer is available now on my Patreon, so check it out if you want a simplified way to start working with LLMs. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more awesome AI content. Alright, let's get our hands dirty and set up our RunPod environment. First, click the RunPod template link in the description. This takes you to the Deploy GPU pod page, where you'll find a plethora of GPU compute options. Create an account or log in if you're already part of the RunPod crew. This page is your playground for choosing the perfect GPU for your project. They've got everything from top-tier H100s and RTX 4090s to powerful A100s and more, each with its hourly rate. For this walkthrough, I'm going with the A40, packing a whopping 48 GB of VRAM and 50 GB of RAM, more than enough to handle even the hefty quantized 8-bit GGUF version of the 32B Qwen model, and it's usually readily available. The A40 clocks in at 39 cents per hour, but you can snag it for as low as 28 cents per hour with interruptible pods. A great budget-friendly option if you're not running critical, time-sensitive tasks. Now, if you want to tweak the template, hit that Edit Template button at the bottom left. Here, you can adjust container and volume disk storage. Quick reminder, container storage is temporary and vanishes when your pod shuts down, while volume storage, disk or network, sticks around. Think of volume storage as your long-term memory, essential for anything important you want to keep. Both options have hourly fees, so keep that in mind. I'd suggest a minimum container storage of 80 GB to comfortably house all the models. Once you're happy with your adjustments, click Set Overrides to lock them in. Next, choose how many GPUs you need. For this demo, one's our magic number. Scroll down to Instance Pricing to pick your rental duration and pod type. I'm going for the cheapest interruptible option, bringing the hourly rate down to 28 cents. Just remember, Interruptible pods might get paused if resources get tight. The total cost for your chosen configuration is displayed at the bottom, so no surprises there. If everything looks good, you can now hit the deploy button. Now, RunPod will build your pod and install everything Ollama and OpenWebUI needs to operate. This process can take 5 to 10 minutes, so grab a coffee and check the logs for progress updates. The logs window can be a bit slow, so you might need to hit refresh a few times for the updated logs to appear. When you spot the final executed script with the local URL in the terminal, and your storage reaches anywhere from 15 to 19%, you're good to go. Now hit Connect in the bottom menu, but resist the urge to click the Start Web Terminal button. Instead, click the HTTP Service 8080 button, even if it says it's not ready. This launches the latest OpenWebUI interface in your browser. I disabled the sign-in for the UI, as I don't believe it will be necessary for most use cases, but can always be re-enabled in the Environment Variables section of the template when setting up your pod. Now, head to the Admin panel via the top right drop-down menu. Then click the Settings tab and navigate to the Models section. This is where we can download our local Ollama models, but more notably, the new Qwen coding beast. The template includes the 1.5b version, but for the best coding experience we'll be downloading the 32b version. If you need to see what Ollama supports, visit the ollama.com/models webpage. The page displays all the models currently supported by the project. Find the model that best suits your needs, copy its full name exactly as it appears on the site, paste it into the model tag field in OpenWebUI, and hit Download. This pulls and downloads the model directly to your Ollama Models directory. Once downloaded, create a new chat session and enjoy your cloud-based Qwen instance. Now, the magic trick, exposing this cloud-based power to any OpenAI API-compatible application. Head back to your running pod in RunPod. Click the Connect button and go to the TCP Port Mappings tab. Jot down the IP address and external port number for your exposed Ollama server. This will serve as your API base URL and your secret handshake with your RunPod instance. For this demo, I'll use my local OpenWebUI setup. As a reminder, my Patreon offers a one-click installer for Ollama and OpenWebUI that will make installing and managing both projects a lot much easier locally. Just use the link down in the description. In OpenWebUI's connection settings, paste your TCP URL and port number as the base URL. As a precaution, this seems to only work when using the HTTP instead of the more secure and encrypted HTTPS, so be aware that your traffic will not be as secure. The API key field can be anything you like since Ollama doesn't use one. Test the connection and save. Back in your chat session, the Qwen model should now appear in the drop-down, ready to receive requests from your local machine. Now you can chat, code, and create. And remember, this trick works with any OpenAI API-compatible program. So there you have it. We've unlocked the power of massive language models in the cloud and connected them to our local machines. This opens up a world of possibilities for anyone who wants to experiment with the latest and greatest AI, regardless of their hardware. Big thanks to RunPod for making this accessible and affordable. Don't forget to check out my Patreon for the one-click installers and other helpful resources. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what you plan to build with this powerful new setup. Until next time, keep coding and creating.